Daemon Targaryen is a very rare and special character written interestingly in House of the Dragon, which is a new spin-off series of Game of Thrones. He is interesting, fascinating, charismatic, but also dark, ruthless, mysterious and repellent character. You can't tell exactly if he is a heroic type of character or villain, because of his personality and actions are conflicting each other too much. A video about his character type will come, but today we are gonna be breaking down Daemon Targaryen's charisma and analyzing how he can be both hated and indispensable, charismatic and repellent at the same time without being targeted. Enjoy watching. There are some traits of Daemon and tricks he uses what makes him always achieve his goals. And the first trick that Daemon using is stick and carrot rule, as Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders. Let me explain this metaphor with one simple and quick sentence. When you want to get something from someone, you offer both carrot, it's a reward, and stick, it's a punishment at the same time. With that, you increase the probability of getting what you want. Basically, it motivates people to follow your orders because of desirable rewards. But the way of Daemon Targaryen's using it is a little bit different. He always does whatever he wants alone, never ever asks for help, and when he got questioned as a result of his actions, he gives the stick as an excuse and make people believe he gave them the carrot already by acting. For example, let's have a look at this scene. He attacked those who have been arrested for the various crimes just to make citizens feared and be sure they will not get involved in any more crimes. He's type of character who uses fear as a tool to make people obey, like Tywin Lannister or Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. But Daemon Targaryen is way more ruthless than Tywin Lannister, and he showed exaggerated violence. And when he got questioned in small council, he was just telling what would have happened if he hadn't done that.
Do you want them mugged, raped, murdered? You mightn't know this unless you left the safety of the Red Keep, but much of King's Landing is seen by the small folk as lawless and terrifying.
And that was the stick. Actually, he should have offered both carrot, the reward, the positive outcome, and the stick, the punishment, the negative outcome at the same time, and let them to choose. And then he could take action after he got permission. But he takes action before asking and gives the stick after if he's got questioned as an excuse. If he's not questioned, then it's good because he just got what he wanted. Here's another example. Viserys brought him to facing after Daemon has seen with Rhaenyra, and look at his excuse.
Better a first experience would be with me than some whore.
Of course you shouldn't do what he has done. They are shameful things for sure. I'm just analyzing his character and trying to show you his tricks. It's just that, no more or no less. And in conclusion for the first trick, I think Tommy is in Peaky Blinders. Using Way is better and more ethical. But the era and the world they are living in are different. Daemon can't just go and ask Viserys like, can I attack those who are arrested to make citizens feared? So he applies these rules different variation which works in their world to defend his actions. And I think that's fair even if he uses this in a bad way, because power games in the palace are more dirty and challenging. Another trait of his, he's bold. It doesn't matter how bad the situation he is in. Some people say that he's reckless, which I don't agree with. Throughout the whole series, he knew what he was doing even if it seems like he doesn't, and planned every step he took. He can do everything to achieve his goals and does whatever needs to be done, even if it means sacrificing himself. For example, they were struggling at the stepstones with Crab Feeder, and he basically went into enemy's hands only himself as a decoy. He could have been died with a single arrow or if his dragon and Valyrians didn't make it in time. But he didn't even think about those scenarios. Just went and did what others didn't dare to do. When they were discussing about a madman no one wants to be as a decoy.
Which man here will happily go to his death?
This part was really important and showed us more about his character and charisma. Because being bold is the first trait of someone who is charismatic and independent even if he's hated. Just look at every character of your role models. I guess 99% of them are bold even if they are a bad person. But remember that it doesn't always have to be end positive. As I said, he could have been died here easily. So being bold with a good plan makes you always attractive, but being reckless can end bad for you. And it never ended bad for Daemon because he always had plans to save him from that, which we will cover right now. His another trait, he is mysterious, but also he is loyal. I could separate them but wanted to talk together because in this case, I believe they are connected. Daemon Targaryen is mysterious and no one can predict his next move. Because he has no ethical rules, no limits, he can do everything. He can even sleep with his niece. Sometimes he shows behaviors that can count as a threat to the crown easily. But sometimes he defends it as a hero and shows how much he is loyal to the crown. And that's the reason why he can be indispensable and how he is always able to protect himself from that. If he would have been only mysterious, then he would probably die early as a result of his bad actions. But some people, especially his brother, has no doubt about his loyalty to the crown, so he's untouchable because he is usable, strong, proved himself as an ally. And when he felt that people started to doubt, he always showed how he supported them because he knows his actions can cost his life. He is the brother of the king. He is the one who hears who can claim the Iron Throne. Especially when he got described as the king of stepstones with a crown on his head. So he knows he's a threat to his brother. And in order to prevent a civil war, he gives that crown to his brother and shows everyone that he accepts his authority. He is loyal to the crown. With doing this, you may think that he's limiting himself, but actually he is not. By making people tolerate him, he continues to show his bad behavior and uses it to his advantage. For example, in this scene, if he hadn't been brought that crown to his brother, he would most likely have been killed. And also, if he would have been only loyal to the crown, no one would be afraid of him. And he believes that a ruler should strike fear. So in that way, he can't claim the throne because no one will take his claim serious or support him. That's the way of his getting always what he wants and staying alive in the palace when he plays a dangerous power game. I could go deeper, but for now, I don't want to bore you with unnecessary details. Even though the series is newer and often covers the Dance of Dragons events, we haven't even seen Daemon that much yet. He's gonna be one of those iconic and well-written characters. Even the writer of whole Game of Thrones series, aka George Martin, accepts that Daemon is a masterpiece. And I hope we see more in the future. But for now, that's it guys. I can't talk more because we didn't see much yet. Alright, what do you think? Comment below and please leave a like if you liked the video. See you in the next one.